The Massachusetts state primary is just weeks away. The League of Women Voters of Needham, Wellesley, and Wayland held a pre-primary candidates forum so residents could learn more about those running for office. On August 13th, the Democratic candidates for state representative and state senate answered questions posed by the audience. Here's Ashley Morin with more.
The forum began with the candidates for state representative speaking about their goals for their first year in office.
As your state representative, I continue to serve our community. Hard work equals great results. 3 of my goals are, as always, to be responsive, responsible, and accountable to you, to guide the enactment of the opioid bill to help individuals, families, and communities, and to prevent addiction, and 3, to promote and protect through budget and policy those who need it the most. In our efforts, we have had many successes. More local aid and school funds every year, enforcing the strictest gun control laws, protecting women's and families' worker rights, enacting criminal justice reform, passing automatic voter registration, and supporting early education and care. Most importantly, our work continues. These are unsettled times in our country, and I am honored to be your representative, and I am proud of Massachusetts.
Number 1, it has to be passing the Safe Communities Act. We cannot allow our resources to go towards Trump's deportation and family separation agenda, and inaction is unacceptable. If that means hosting a sit-in on the House floor, that's what I'll do, because action is the most important and we need results on that right now. Number 2, increasing transparency and accountability. Our legislature hides behind unrecorded votes. They actually voted to make roll call votes in committees unpublished. That's just bad for democracy. I'm going to lead by example, publishing my entire voting record with what I did and why I did it, because you deserve to know where your representative stands on every issue. Number 3 is going to be restoring active representation for our community. We're at a time that calls for new, energized leadership that shows the urgency to act that matches the moment. My experience in local, state, and federal government has been action-focused. Support's not enough. Support didn't get us the education reform that's long overdue, didn't get us the environmental policy that desperately needs to happen, and it couldn't even protect our LGBTQ youth from a ban on conversion therapy. It's time to act.
The candidates for state senate then had an opportunity to discuss their priorities.
I was the 2016 nominee for the Democratic primary. My reasons I ran then are the same ones I'm running now. Meaningful criminal justice reform, more beds for opioid addictions, and better access to mental health.
I've been teaching at Wellesley High School for a dozen years, so one of the first pieces of reform I'd like is to reduce testing in our state. So as an educator, I'm somebody who can see at the ground level what testing does to our students, and it does not help them learn. And we're spending a lot of money trying to make sure that they do. And so I think we need the voice of an educator in our state house to help our struggling schools. In the nation, we have some of the best schools. In the world, we have some of the best schools in Massachusetts, but we are leaving kids behind. And even at Wellesley High, we leave people behind. Also, I'd like to pass legislation to help our public transportation, which goes to my last main issue that I'm focused on, which is environmental legislation. So I'd like to see us invest more in Mass Save to incentivize people to help the environment.
I am a Needham resident here. I'm one of your town meeting members, and I am running to make government work for everyone, from our working families to other working folks and to our senior population. And in particular, to place our shared values at the center of our legislation. For me, that actually translates into 4 priorities. Healthcare, universal access to affordable and quality healthcare, particularly when addressing the opioid epidemic and women's health. Education, making sure we pass that foundation budget and also address other supports such as STEAM education and full-day kindergarten. Transportation, with better infrastructure and less pollution, and voting rights, same-day registration, much-needed upgrades to our voter rolls. I'm very proud to have earned the endorsements of the Mass Sierra Club, Mass Care, the Massachusetts Women's Political Caucus, and others already working on the ground on these important issues, and look forward to making progress together on Beacon Hill.
The primary election will be on September 4th. For polling location information, go to needhamma.gov/townclerk. For the Needham Channel News, I'm Ashley Morin.